confusion or whatever, I guess we got two people in here ready to do what God wants us to do. So, you have to work next week?
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
Well, come on, man.
I appreciate it.
You know, the crazy thing, because Brad told me, said, you know, back in prayer and preaching, you're going to have to, you know, preach, and I did mine, and like that, and I was like, all right. So when that came up and RJ was preaching, I was like, I want to go after RJ, but RJ went and hit a spike, and so I switched it around. So I was like, okay. So I wasn't mad. I was going to sit back in the wings and just let it pass. But, you know, you got work that you got. God wants you to do things, and you got to do it. You know, I was sitting there, I was listening to Sister Pomona, and, you know, I was thinking how she was talking about her experience with her blood siblings. And when I was listening to that, I was thinking about, you know, maturity. You know, as things go, you're supposed to get more mature in how you handle things. You ain't supposed to get dumber. You're supposed to get smarter and look at things and experience things. You know, I think about, you know, me and Uncle Danny Boy Porter, what I call him. But, you know, we had one dispute one time, and I had just got my truck, and I wanted the grill, so he ordered the grill. Grill came in. He said, you know, he told me how much it was, so I went to the ATM to get the money to pay it. And somehow there was some confusion that went on with that, and it was like a $10 difference. I'm saying I gave more, and he's saying I gave less. And looking back at it, that $10 at that time wasn't nothing at the time. I was making hands over fists of money. I had lots of money, but it was like, you know, that immaturity settled in. You know, that $10 to me wasn't nothing. That $10 and how I handle it was everything. You know, and that's where we got to sit there and do better on how we handle things. You ain't got to take up every fight. You ain't got to take up every dispute. You know, a lot of marriages now fail because everyone feel like they got to take up every fight. They got to let it be known that this is how they want to be and how it needs to be and all this. I mean, sometimes just sit back and shut up. I mean, you'll learn more. I do more learning sitting back, listening, than I do speaking. And I know a lot of people, I tell that all the time, hey, I might not talk a lot because I got this stuff, I got to process in my head, and it got to go way out in Israel and come back to the left and all this other kind of stuff, and then I dissect it. And before I want to speak, because I always tell my kids, you got to be fact-based in what you say. Because if you're not fact-based in what you say, people are going to sit there and slice you up one way down the other, and you ain't going to have nothing to come back on. So I always say, you got to be fact-based. My daughter, she's her and this girl, and I'm dumping again.
Right.
Hashtag mind dumper.
My daughter had this problem with this girl at a school, and she kept calling this girl all kinds of names. She's a hoe. She do this. She do. And I had asked her. I said, "How you know? Did you see her? No, they tell me. Who them? Were you there? Can you confirm it? Do you have video? No, but this is what they say. How do you know what they're telling you is true?
Bingo.
You know? So, I mean, it's like I said, there's no reason. Some things you just don't need to say anything. Just sit back.
That's right.
Because the world is a lot, there's a lot of stuff going on in this world nowadays that don't need the fictional storytelling. You know, we need, just be facts.
That's right.
My mama, when I was coming up, just like every other kid, I ain't saying my mama didn't like me. My mama used to be so mean. My mama used to beat me up the stairs and down one another. I remember one time I had lied to her, and I got caught. She told me to go up the stairs, and as you go up the stairs, there's 2 steps. You turn, you go up the steps to go up the rest of the way. I don't know if I told this story, but she told me to get upstairs. So then I started up the stairs, and she hauled off and kicked me in my butt. And when she kicked me, I flew off the step. And after I flew off the step, then she turned around and hollered at me again, told me to get up the stairs. I'm like, well, do you want me down the stairs or do you want me up the stairs? But as I sit there and I think about, now I look back at the sacrifice and what my mom had taught me and what she had given me, it's priceless, and I really appreciate the stuff that my mom went through to raise me and get me where I was. She was married, she got divorced, she had car revokes, we had evictions, and a lot of this stuff I didn't know because she was trying to protect me, and she did everything she could to make sure that we had a roof over our head, food on the table, even if the chicken bowl that she used to bring out all the time. But she done everything she can. And that to say, I know a lot of women take exceptions and where God have them doing within the church. But I tell you this, women are as valuable as men.
Yes.
You just have other things that God has you doing to help His word and His mission goes forward. So I know a lot of women like, might feel lesser, but you're not. Moses, look at Moses. He was spared because of what his wife done, And there's so many stories about what women do as far as the ladies, she put her perfume on Jesus' feet, gave a symbol. Women are very viable, even down to when I go to choose a professional, my dentist, my doctor, they women. Because I feel like the women, they already fighting this worldly man mentality, so they had to fight harder. So they learn harder. And therefore, I feel like they're more equipped when they come down to them things. And like I said, that's just my personal opinion. And that's why I always choose a woman when they come down to selecting a specialist. So I just want to say that, like I said, women, you're very, very valuable. My wife, I speak highly. She is very valuable. She's my catfish. She keeps me running. She keeps me on my toes. And if it wasn't for her, I'd probably still working at McDonald's today. Because she made me go get a job at Dallas South. She's like, come on, go down here. So I went down there and took the test. She failed, I passed. And then she taught me into getting this job with CSX. So, like I said, women are very, very important to God's work. And I don't want no one to feel like he's lesser. All women are valuable. Because God, we all God's children. And no one is not more important than the other. You might have different responsibilities. But therefore, not God, like I said, God loves us all. Sorry. That being said, I'll tell you my story, and most of the stuff as I sit here and get up here, a lot of times stuff I need to relate to. Because, like I said, the way my mind needs to focus and be able to explain stuff so I can understand it. Everything I do, like I said, I need to picture it so I can see what I need to do. One time I came up before and I spoke about selfishness and greed, as far as those two not equal to love. Then I talked about being righteous. And this one, and so I'm going to go through it and see if I'm in the right realms of what God wants me to talk about. When I was in Nashville, the CSX, I had this general manager named Pete Barris. And Pete Barris was a real big jerk. He was one manager. CSX has 9 divisions. He was responsible for one. Pete Barris used to sit there and fuss. He used to be a jerk. He would sit there and fire someone. He'll write him up. He was really a jerk. And I used to despise this guy. I said, why don't he just sit there and just let people out? Everybody make mistakes, Someone might have made an error. Why you gotta be a jerk? And as he sit there and as the years go and I left the division, and I had a chance to reflect back to the situation while I was there in Nashville. And during this time, I was a contract employee and I had multiple layers of managers over me. I had a responsibility of handling trains and maintenance ways and this radius about 300 miles of track. But I also had multiple managers that I had to answer to in the handling of my duties. And whenever a company official tell you to do something, as a contract employee, I had to follow the instructions of the company official. But whenever this company official says something to me, and if I ever said, well, this is how Pete wanted it, the company official backed off. He's like, well, that's how Pete wanted it, that's how we're going to do it. It didn't have no confusion. So, and like I said, as I look back and look at it, and this one general manager of one of 9, his division, he was a jerk. Everybody knew what was expected from him, from his level all the way down. Even in the janitorial service knew what was expected when they come in and clean the building. With that being said, that one division out of 9 gained a lot of acclimates and rewards because everyone was focused from the top down. There was one vision and it all trickled down. Everybody knew what was expected. Everybody knew that just one person out of this chain from top down got out of line, it was knocked off. You either wrote him up, fired him, you got rid of him. No longer in a chain. So, sit there and think about that. I thought about, God sit there and does the same thing with us. He put a book there and he tells us what to do. He had an order that we all need to follow. And, God, in my opinion, is more lenient than Pete. But God mentality and training is the same. Now, did that do it for you to think about as I go forward? Recently, me and my own wife we was able to celebrate the 25th anniversary, and God allowed us to go to Barbados. And during that time in Barbados, I really enjoyed the time. I really enjoyed the trip. And while I was there, I sit there and relax. Once again, I relax. Mind is pondering, bringing about all this stuff that my wife says too much in my head. Now I need to dump. But I looked at all the beautiful water. I looked at all how, we didn't want for anything. Anything we may have needed, we had a butler that would just come, hey, you want this? All right, I'm going to make it up and get it set up. So on. You're hungry. I come and walk you down to the restaurant and make sure y'all fine. Room service, come in. Bed made up. One night came in a darn bed, covers pulled back on the bed. Food always in a room. Balcony. One time, again, on the night of the celebration, they had like this tub on the balcony. It was called a soaking tub, and he had set up a dinner. He had the water ran in the soaking tub, had the curtain closed and everything for us for the anniversary. So, it was easy to sit there and say, I was like, wow, I like this. And as we went on tours, I started looking. I was like, I wonder if I can afford a place here that I could come back and visit every year because I really enjoyed it. But once again, start thinking about it again. During that time, I got lax. Did I pick up the Bible? No. At all. I did not pick up the Bible. Omission. During that time, did I feel like I needed to wait on someone? Or I was too concerned of being waited on? You know, like I said, I had a butler. I had room people. I had waiters and everything else. Now, I didn't go extreme. At times, I didn't want my butler to do anything because I was like, I didn't want to put too much pressure on him. But I also started thinking about how, you can't get to where people are always waiting on you. You got to have a assertive mentality in order to be in God's world and God's structure. And being in that setting also it gives you the thing that, well, I need to get more money. I need to go get more. I got to start working more. And this goes online with Brother Homer was saying the other, Wednesday night. You start thinking about, why the rich people live like this and why rich people strive and I need to get more money. I need to start thinking about how to live luxuries. Why I got to get a mansion, 7,000-foot mansion, 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and just me and my wife. I mean, excessive. It's not what God really wants for us. So, and I started thinking about all that, and it started coming to my head what, God wanted me to gain out of it. And it just been coming to me over and over and over and over again for the past several weeks. And it all brought me around to this Psalms 37. So we all turn to that. I'm just going to be in that chapter only. So we ain't got a bunch of flipping back and forth. And I'm going to read through it. Because it really started, it started to fall in line with the way I think God really wants everyone to be. And I think if everybody gets more focused, I think would be more in line and, the stuff of this world won't be such a trivial matter. Started, verse 1. Do not fret because those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong. I'm about the rich people, the people that get stuff by putting their foot on other people's neck. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. I talked about that before. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your benedictions like the noonday sun. Like the noon sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Sister Wanda said, gotta be patient. You can't sit there because it's not moving all the time. Matter of fact, speaking of patience, I was in the middle, years ago when we was over there at Thomas Court, and this came to my mind as well when I was thinking, I said, God told me that one day I'm going to have an abundance. I told that many, many years ago. And sometimes God, like that joke about the ship, you need help. God sends you a boat. You ain't get that boat. So He sends 2 more, then you die. And then the guy says, well, God, why didn't you come get me? He said, I sent 3 boats. You didn't get it. But with that being said, I went down the line of Nashville again. That was a hard time. I had, it was stressful. I came back, and now we're not as we wasn't struggling as we were in Nashville, but at the same time we ain't been abundant like in the world standard. But in God's standard, I got abundance because what abundance is more than what you need. And at this point, I'm able to make I ain't got a car notes, but I'm able to make my bills. I'm able to put food on the table. I'm able to sit there and keep clothes on my body. And on top of that, the God gave me my needs. He gave me an abundance to see about others, give at this point, or do whatever I need to do. So with that abundance, that's what it's expected. So when I sit there and think of that at a young, immature level, thinking abundance is I'm going to have a lot of money to buy the Mercedes and these big houses and stuff. Why would you want that? Because they already says for a rich man to make it to heaven, a camel get through out of a needle. It's more likely. So yeah, it's great to have no worries, but at the same time, let's say as I'm gonna read this, you should be more focused where these worries are no longer existing. So, like I said, I just had to do that because that came to my mind about the being abundant. But like I said, I don't have a brand new car. I don't have a brand new truck. I don't have a brand new house. But I got what I need. I got a truck that gets me from point A to point B. I got a car that won't let my wife down. I got a house that's not leaking. So on and so on. I got what I need. So, and with that, and when God comes to me and says I need to give here or do this or do that, then I need to find myself doing it with the abundance that He allowed me to have. So, that being said, starting on verse 7, but still before the Lord, wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways. When they carry out their wicked schemes, refrain from anger, turn from wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil. For those who are evil will be destroyed, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. A little while, and the wicked will be no more. Though you look for them, they will not be found. But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy peace and prosperity. The wicked plots against the righteous, and gashing their teeth at them. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for He knows their days is coming. The wicked draws the sword and bends the bow, to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. Therefore, another thing on top of that, have you sit there and watch how this inflation is going up. As far as the car vehicles, the prices, once they go up, they're not coming back down. So chances of these, people being able to get the stuff that they need, the vehicles get from point A to point B, is going more and more hard. Therefore, more and more people are going to be required to get more jobs to take away out of the house. Men are going to probably have to work 2 and 3 jobs, and the wife going to have to probably do as well. So therefore, the kids are not going to get the teaching and everything that they probably need, because that's their goal, is to put their foot to hurt the poor and get more out of the poor. But this is just where I've seen it. So bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and the bows will be broken. And the bows will be broken. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of the many wicked. The lady with the perfume jar. They said it was expensive, but that was her best that she could offer. And she only had a little bit. She didn't have shells. I don't assume she had shells and stuff, because she was one of the poor. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The blameless spend their days under the Lord's care, and their hairs will endure forever. The wicked, if a man sit there doing right, man or woman doing right, and they'll go down generation by generation. far as being blessed. Once again, I talk about, people that I experienced, and like I said, Uncle Danny boy. I have, a special spot in my heart. And like I say, he was someone that I gained knowledge with after I met my wife. So it wasn't someone I came out small, someone I had met once I got, I seen the way he handled things. I always sit there and watch and stuff, and I see, he's not here. I see how, it's carrying on because of the work he done, so. The blameless stand the days under the Lord's care, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster, they will not weather. In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. Once again, I was buying dollar pizzas in Nashville, struggling. And God knew I was struggling and sent someone in a 350 from Jacksonville to Nashville to buy groceries for me one time. God's going to do, He's going to make sure you take care of him. Like I said, it might not be the way you think it ought to be. It may not be the abundance that you think it should be, but He will make sure you got what you need. Lady, I think about the lady, and like I said, I'm not a person that can go and quote what scriptures are, but the lady that, was it Paul? He has to make him a cake. He had a flour. And, yeah. Even though it wasn't what she wanted, she still had what she needed to survive. She didn't have the steaks and stuff. She had what she needed, and she survived, and God made it so she can get more and more abundance because of her desire to please the Lord. But the wicked will perish. So the Lord's enemies are like the flowers of the field. They will be consumed. They will go up in smoke. The wicked borrow and do not repay. The righteous give graciously. Easier, if the wicked has a lot. So if they give, if a billionaire gives $1,000, it's not the same percentage as a poor person that makes $100 when they give $1,000, or a poor person that makes $100 a week giving $50. The big percentage is more of a sacrifice, in my opinion. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those who curse will be destroyed. The Lord makes firm the steps of the ones who delight in Him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds with him. Let me get this commentary. I should have had it off. Talked about on the 24th. And I was reading, and I thought it was pretty, It says, 37, 23, 24 of this commentary, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Though the word good is not in the original text, that idea is certainly included in verses 23 and 24. God planned and orders the path of the man who lives in fellowship with him. He upholds the one whose ways pleases him. Though such a man may fall into trials and tribulations, he will never be engulfed by them. For the Lord holds him securely by his hand. It is also true that if the righteous man falls into sin, he will not be abandoned by the Lord, though it is not specified the kind of fall that this verse is referring to. Like I said, I'm building up to where I'm getting at as far as this word as I go through this. 25. I was young and now I'm old, yet I had never seen the righteous forsaken, or the children begging bread. They are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be a blessing. Turn from evil to good. They will dwell in the land forever. For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offsprings of the wicked will perish. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever. The mouth of the righteous utter wisdom. The mouths of the righteous utter wisdom. And their tongues speak what is just. The law of their God is in their hearts, and their feet do not slip. The wicked lies in wait for the righteous, intent on putting them to death. But the Lord would not leave them in the power of the wicked, or let them be condemned when brought to trial. Hope in the Lord and keep his way. He will exalt you to inherit the land when the wicked are destroyed, and you will see it. You have seen a wicked and ruthless man flourish like the luxurious native tree, but he soon passed away and was no more. Though I looked for him, he could not be found. Consider the blameless, observe the upright. A future awaits those who seek peace, but all sinners will be destroyed. There will be no future for the wicked. The salvation of the righteous comes from the Lord. The salvation of the righteous comes from the Lord. He is the stronghold at the times of trouble. He is the stronghold in times of trouble. The Lord helps them, deliver them. The Lord helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them, because he takes refuge in him. I sit there as I was sitting there, and like I said, it was one thing that kept coming to my mind the whole several weeks, and it just kept coming over and over and over again. And the one thing that kept saying, and it's just simple this: take delight in the Lord. A lot of people sit there and hear, take delight in the Lord, and they really don't expound on why this is important. Because taking delight in the Lord, if you delight yourself in the Lord, keep that in mind. Does not have you needing a bigger account just to have. Delighting yourself in the Lord does not have you having a bigger house for me and my dog. Delighting yourself in the Lord does not have you, I'm needing more sleep and church can wait. Delighting yourself in the Lord is, I need to be more sexy for the world. Delighting yourself in the Lord is having you, I'm going to stay up late for this party and I just be late for church. Delighting yourself in the Lord is not, hurry up, Matt, the Jaguars come on at 1.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
We'll break it all.
Delight yourself in the Lord is not, why are they calling me? Why couldn't they call them? Delighting yourself in the Lord is, delighting yourself in the Lord is not, I need a faster car so I'm going to break the laws of the land. Delighting yourself in the Lord is just that. When you sit there and you think about the Lord, you think about all the goodness that being under the Lord will bring you. Delighting yourself in the Lord is wanting to follow what the Lord has for you. That's and I was reading this as well, and it said to delight in the Word is to delight in the Word in the Lord. In fact, this is the only way we could best demonstrate our love for the Lord. Listen to what our Lord Jesus said in John 14. If anyone loves me, he will obey my teaching. My Father will love him, and he will come to him and make our home with him. He who does not love me will not obey my teaching. These words you hear are not my own. They belong to the Father who sent me. And that's John 14:23-24. Delighting yourself in the Lord, you're going to find pleasure. People find delight in eating. They find delight in partying. They find delight in immoral action. They find delight in other things than what they should. And if everyone finds delight in what they should, and that is the God that sent us here, and we won't have the struggles that we have when we feel like we have to compete with the Joneses. And you're going out, you put money into stuff that you want that you really don't need. Once again, I'm talking about the big houses. There's only one of you or two of you. You and a dog. You sit there and you want to sit there and have yourself where, if you've got abundance, you don't want to sit there and take that abundance and buy yourself a gold chain and all this other kind of stuff. And like I said, I want everybody to look good. Don't take it away from that. Everybody want to look good, and I cannot take that away. But at the same time, why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to get a big house? Why are you trying to get a bigger house? Now, like I said, if you want to get a bigger house, the 7,000 foot, 5 bedroom, 18 bath, that's fine. As long as your tenants, I'm trying to get as many homeless people in off the street to try to help them. Or I'm getting a bigger house, I'm getting a bigger car so that I know this car is reliable so I can go help sisters do-ride get a ride, or this person. As long as your focus and your delight is to please the God himself and his teaching, then I think a lot of the stuff that we fight with will be a moot factor. We won't be concerned about you won't be concerned about how something appears to the people of the world if you only concerned on how your actions look appears to the Lord himself. So a lot of people have a tendency of wanting to look good because of the people of this world. And it's said all the time, those people of this world don't have nowhere to put you at. The people of this world, if you sit there and stress out and get yourself in debt, more than likely, those people in this world is not going to come and try to save you out of it. But if you sit there and you're doing this stuff for the Lord, now he will come see you about you. If you sit there and get in a car to do right, God will make a way that you're going to make them payments. Matter of fact, if it's a payment at all, because he might extend it and pay it off. I remember Mona told us about the time when she seen people calling about their mortgage, and the mortgage was paid off. People probably don't even know. And probably nobody on this world knows, but God knows. And I don't know what that person that had a mortgage paid off done. But like I said, delighting yourself in the Lord is the goal that we need to be after. Delighting yourself in the Lord, but have him delight himself in you. So, like I said, I'm not a person going to be up there forever. And I pretty much say what I had to say. And this is what I want to say. Whatever you do, delight yourself in the Lord. Delight yourself in the teachings that God put out for you. If it's not in the teachings, then it's not important in my mind. But if it's in the teachings, find yourself following. But all this other stuff might be trivial matter. I had one person talking about. I had one girl used to work with me years ago. She came to me. She's like, I think God had set Job up. No, not Job. Judah. Set Judah up. Because God had all this money and all the people he checked Judah to come do that just so he can put it in the Bible. And I'm sitting there thinking, what? And then once when I said that, then she said, "Well, I know it's not in the Bible, no." Then if it's not in the Bible, why are we talking about it? So like I said, just find yourself delight in the Lord. Lord will help you do everything you need to do. And I know I got a lot, and I know listening and watching and everything God has allowed to come before me, I'm learning a lot. So if I don't intend, but if I miss the mark, then I need to burn good, because God He has not told me everything I need to do. I need to stop racing on in the morning and being there so you can have my license plate. I need to stop doing it. And other people, sometimes you gotta stop thinking about. I don't need to sit there and go to church. I can just get there when I get out, put in $1 in a late job. You ain't got it no more. But some people take that as
I wasn't no more.
I don't see late job.
Couldn't wait late job yet.
I don't know. I haven't seen it either.
They got put back on top of it.
Why you moved late job back there?
No, it was already baked there, Prince.
Huh?
It was already baked there.
So is it? Don't worry about it. I was digging out really.
I didn't know what to bring it back on, so I
The late job out here for anybody else out here. That's why it's a late job. It's a friendly reminder. Now, how many dollars we done lost going on?
But like I say, instead of people focusing, as I'm not going to be late, because you're going to be late, you're going to be on time to that job because you want that money. But you're going to sit there and not be on time to church because you feel like it's not important to you. Your love is not focused. Your delight is somewhere else. Your delight is something that not what God needs. So all I'm going to say is, delight yourself in the Lord, fullness thereof, and He will give you the desires of your heart. If the desires of your heart falls in line because you want to see the delight in God, then you'll be all right. One last thing, and I'll sit down. I got a wife that I've known for over more than half my life. Started out knowing her in middle school. We talked. We used to have conversations all the time. And so I knew her as a friend, and I knew in depth about her other than someone that was courting her. When I got up and we got married, my drive was always to the delight and the happiness of her. I get upset if I can't do anything that causes any kind of upsetting of her. Now, sometimes I do got to do it, and I know it. It doesn't feel good, but I know sometimes I got to do what I got to do. So I always try to make sure she has the best that I can afford. I had the best time I can give, the best attention I can give. And God put that person in there for me to sit there and think about him. I gotta have the best time that I can give to the guy. I got a game that I play over and over again. I find time to play that game, but I need to find more time to read the Bible. I sit there and I get up in the morning. Sometimes I put on the same clothes I had on the day before. So I mean, taking time to make sure I'm presentable in God's word, so that I'm a representation of God. I try not to holler and fuss at my wife, but at the same time, what language am I putting out there as a representative of God when I'm out there with my coworkers and the people in the street? So I don't know how everyone else takes and pictures of stuff. That's how I picture mine. My wife is how I delight in, because that's what God gives me. So knowing that, how I want to delight and how to make her happy and do what I need to do to make sure, that's how I need to delight in more in the Lord, even if it's at the sacrifice of my wife. Because nothing comes before the Lord. Because it's like Pete Burrs, if anything gets in between him and that bomb, he's going to knock him out. And I don't want that person to be knocked out, be my wife to get knocked out. And that's all I have to say.
Why you sound like you getting on?
Like a Geico commercial.
Yeah, I ain't getting all that I got over. And think about all the ways I could have been not afforded the opportunity to get over. But the verse that jumped out of that the most for me was the whole message was up there, but the thing that jumped out at me is that I think the Christian need to focus on is verse 18. He said, "The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever." You know the days of the righteous, but their inheritance shall be forever. So what he's telling us is that he know you. He know what he's going to do with you and for you. And all this temporary stuff that people chase, and that one scripture is letting us know that it's a waste of time. He said, because if you striving lawfully, delighting in him, you striving for a permanent inheritance. Everything we get down here is temporary. What we get from him is going to be forever. What we get from him won't perish. What we get from him won't fade away. It'll always be. So the question is, do you want it or not? Do you want what God has for you or not? If you want what God has for you, if you want to own, you want to be an inheritor of what God has, then you got to do what God said do. If you think you can do it off your rules and how you set it up, then you done trick your own self. Everybody has everything.